Hello. Today I want to talk to you about the Gyration V2. I hope to continue making videos. I plan on doing some showcases on Balisongs that I feel like are kind of weird and no one really talks about, or at least not enough people are talking about it in depth. Fuck. Horse, it has to happen right at the beginning. Well, anyways, let's just keep going. This is the Gyration V2, and the thing about the Gyration is that Gyration is a company that doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, if you try and go to their website, at least the link through Instagram, it doesn't work. Um, the Gyration is an 7075 aluminum balisong, and because the website is down and I have no idea what the specs are otherwise, it does have bushings. I don't know what type of steel this is, but I'm pretty sure this is steel. And I have no idea how much this weighs, but I would guess around 4.2 ounces ish, 4 point something ounces. And the balance profile is, I have no idea. That's the thing. It feels lightly handle biased, I'm going to guess. So the thing about the gyration is that the biggest thing that sticks out to me is one, these handles are very round. I like to describe, this looks like a Covenant from Halo weapon, like these fucking nunchucks sort of thing. It has completely cylindrical handle shape, say for the channel and jimping here, and it also has removable weights. It does have a screw hole in here, but it's so big that you can easily just unscrew it with your hand. I feel like it flips worse without the screws in, actually. So it also just doesn't look nearly as good. So I might as well just commit to taking off a weight and showing you. But yeah, it just doesn't look as good. And the other one looks even worse because it's got like some scuffing or just some schmutz that's like hardened on. I don't know. The texture of this is actually pretty good considering that it's like, I don't know if it's really visible, but there is like a texture here the whole way through. Just a nice little rough thing. And so the design is really interesting. Oopsies. The design's really interesting. I traded Jake's Ya Boy for this for with a Kraken V2 trainer. I also think that there's also just like a G in the middle, which I'm gonna be honest is a little gauche in my opinion, and a decent handle by indicator. Um, so what's the deal with this? Oh, and also press fit Zen pins, though one of them feels a little off. I feel like it's not handle bias in certain ways where like it makes rollovers easy. Like if I try and do it behind the 8 ball, it sometimes just feels a little weird. Like flipping this, it feels close to being like it feels close to being normal, but yet it feels off. Um, and I just don't know how to get a read on the balance of this thing. Also, one problem is because these are so easy to remove, you have to just kind of make sure they're screwed on tight. Otherwise, they can fall off. I feel like when I chap in this, I have to make sure I have to do it slowly enough that it doesn't fall off my finger. Oopsies, of course I have to drop it at least once. And one thing that I was really keen to, because I think the design looks so weird, is that I wanted to compare this to the Balisong Z, which I have too many Balisongs on my desk. Shit. I swear I had it out here, unless I... Well, diggity dang darn. I wanted to... Oh, there it is. I wanted to compare this with the Balisong Z, because the Balisong is also known to have very round handles. But the thing is, it does have flats for both the back and the front. This is a flat surface here, and it doesn't have any texture here until you hit the jimping. Sorry, it's black, it's hard to see. There's jimping up here. And there's diamond knurled texture. Once again, hard to pick up. If you've seen it at Tile Songs, you've seen it. It's a lot easier to see in photos than it is for me to show you in like the evening. It's kind of showing up. One thing about the Tile Song Z is that it's very neutral. It feels very neutral. I guess this kind of feels very neutral with the weights in. But it feels a lot easier to fuck the duck. It feels a lot easier to do rollovers with. And because it's so neutral, and because of this rounded handle, and because of the texture, it's really easy to do Z chokers with. The thing about the gyration is that while it feels sort of neutral, it doesn't feel like it's really committed to being neutral, and so I find that Z chokers are a little bit harder, and not to mention because it's so round, it feels a little easy to almost overshoot when you do Z chokers. And actually, that right there, when I was trying to do a extended full twirl, I accidentally yeeted this thing. So, is the gyration worth getting? I mean, if you can find one, honestly. Hi, yes, I love you. Good night. That's my roommate. I find that this is such a weird guy, and I'm gonna keep it because it's not in production anymore. I like collecting weird things, and I think this makes for an interesting kind of. I'm also trying to organize a meetup, a Boston Flippers meetup. The only other person I know that's in the area is A51, and we're. I mean, he's busy with his own thing, but I'm trying hard to find other people. But I want to be able to show people weird stuff like this. So, I think the only other person I've really seen talk about this is Artsy, and I don't know if she still has hers. Mine came a little scuffed. I believe Jake got it from Ted Flips. So there's a little bit of scuffing here. It's not a huge deal. Also, Gyration has a butterfly on their logo. Also, I just think the name Gyration's kind of dumb. But regardless, I think this is pretty cool. I just feel like something about the balancing, while there is weight at the end, it still doesn't feel like it's carrying momentum super well. And I always feel like it's always slipping off my fingers. Like it's not hugging my fingers whenever I try and do certain tricks. But when it does do tricks, it does feel really cool and good. But anyways, I hope that you like this video. I'm going to make more videos talking about lesser spoken about Balisongs. Upcoming, I plan on doing the ski bones, which I talked about to some extent. Actually, I'm having a static knives video that should be coming out maybe before this one. And I want to talk about the haystack jigsaw, which is funky looking, but honestly is funky in different ways that you would expect. And I also have a peony that I'm going to talk more about too. I'm going to make a video talking about plastic Balisongs. And so yeah, I'm hoping to just cover some weird, funky flippers, the quad here. And just put some coverage on Balisongs that not enough people are talking about. Oh, actually, the super important thing is, I meant to talk about earlier, this Balisong is like kind of quiet almost. Like, when I flick it out, it has a bit of a clack, but it just feels weirdly muted. Like the Zen pins, it's like as if the Zen pins have felt on it. Opening it, it has some clack to opening, but when you close it, it has a bit of a ring just because the blade is like this shaped. But honestly, it just feels weirdly muted. I don't know how or why this is. As far as I can tell, the Zen pins look normal, and the Balisong blade, I mean, I don't know why it works one way or the other. Maybe it's because it's not a tuning fork, but like with all these holes in the blade, when it closes, it's like muting it into itself. You'd think I would know more about the acoustics of knives being an audio person, but like, I don't know. Knives are weird. I have no idea how their sounds work sometimes, but anyways, I guess that's all I have to really say about the Covenant, or the Gyration. I keep wanting to call this Covenant. That's a Max Ace product, I think, or maybe it's Max Ace. There's a maker out there who names things after Halo things, and this just looks like a Covenant weapon. But anyways, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and check out my coffee. Help me sustain making videos on these weirdos. Yeah, thanks and bye.